Hello everyone, welcome to my very first vlog. And as you can tell, I am extremely nervous because this is not the normal media that I communicate in. I'm more of a podcaster slash blogger, but I decided to give this a try because everybody's been telling me that I should just dip my toes in. So here I am. Anyway, I hope that this channel will be a way for me to communicate with people who want to find out about being an expat in other countries. You may or may not know my story. I grew up in Nigeria and I came to the US just before my teenage years. I lived there for quite a few years, way more than I can remember, 30 something years or something like that. And we left the US about 7 years ago and currently live in Spain. Over the journey of the vlog, I will be talking about how we did it, why we did it, and anything else that comes to mind. And what I would like to say, I'm not really familiar with why, but I've watched enough videos to see that everybody asks you to subscribe. I know why that is, so that more people will get to see the video. But I also hear them say something about the gong. So if you see a gong or a bell or whatever it is next to the subscribe button, please go ahead and gong it, because I think Google likes it for some reason or the other, and if Google likes it, more than likely it's a good thing for me too. So please do that. Now today is just going to be a very short video because I really don't know how to structure it, and I will be reaching out to a friend of mine who offered to help. So that will be part of it. But I wanted to talk to you about thinking about leaving the US or Canada or wherever you live. And I think one of the first things to consider is, why do you want to live? Why do you want to leave where you are? I mean, everybody has so many different reasons. It could be because you want a better life than you have now. It could be because you want to experience the world and see, something else outside of the norm. It could be that, you're getting married, or, you're a trailing spouse and you need to travel with your husband. It could be to get away from, problems wherever you're at. Or you could just be like me, who left after a loss of one of my siblings, and that really, it made me realize that life really was too short. You hear it all the time, but you don't really think about it until it kind of kicks you in the butt. And then it's like, okay, you're going to have to make changes and go someplace. And when we started thinking about leaving, there were so many things we had to have on the chopping block and make sure that everything was all checked off. And so I would advise anybody thinking about leaving to first identify why they want to leave, what they want to accomplish by going away from where they are. Because really, you do have to consider you're going to miss your family, your friends, and everything is going to be strange. Some people don't like that kind of change. So maybe for you, it could be leaving from the town that you're in, the little place that you're in, and going to a bigger city or whatever. But fear seems to be the only common thing for everyone. And it is hard. It's a very hard thing to pick up and just go. But sometimes it's best for your soul. So you have to figure out what's more important to you. But once you start thinking about it, I think you should make your list and then start checking them off. So that way it's clearer. You just don't want to make a decision on the fly, because it's not really something that you can erase in 10 seconds, You can't say, I'm going to move to, Egypt or Cairo today and do it like tomorrow. No, you've got to have all your ducks in a row, like I like to say. So basically, you check off your list, and once it's accomplished, then you can start thinking seriously about where you want to go. So what I would like for you to think about is exactly what I just said. think about what you want to do and why you want to do it. And once you have this list of what, one of the things that you're going to have on there, hopefully, is cost of living where you're going to. How much is it going to cost you? Your savings and your job. There are a whole lot of people out there that work online. And I think after the pandemic and what we've seen so far, it's quite obvious that there are a lot of jobs where you used to have to go into the office, but you don't have to anymore. I have friends where their bosses have actually made their jobs permanently remote. So, I mean, it's worked out for my friends because they were introverts to begin with. So they're used to being on their own. And so the fact that they can accomplish their jobs and do it without having to go into the office is a real boon for them. And so maybe you can find a job like that. And also, education is a very important thing. Being able to have a job that pays you quite a bit of money will let you have more choices. I mean, that just goes without saying. So, schooling is very important. Maybe a way for you to get out and experience the world is by finding schools overseas that are cheaper than in the US, and pretty much every country is going to be cheaper, by the way. So you can do that and be a student. That may be a way to experience different places without really having to make that commitment. You could go for a year or whatever. Like in Spain, for instance, a lot of people come here on a student visa. And I know that, you do have to save up, but maybe you could apply as an au pair or find some other way to make it happen. These are the kind of things that you start thinking about, and then you act upon them. I mean, you gather what your strengths are. If you're someone who loves kids, for instance, that could work out for you. And so you can apply at companies that cater to that kind of clientele that need an au pair. So that might be one way to have your boarding paid for, and they pay you a small amount of money, and you go to school, and you may exchange it for maybe the kids don't speak the language, no, don't speak English. So it's sort of like an exchange program with kids, and you talk to them in English, and you learn another language, and you go to school at the same time. So this is something to consider, for instance. If you have a job that's portable, then it's perfect for being overseas, or for being anywhere, even in the country, if you don't want to move out that far, or as a way to start. And you can always try it. And if you don't like it, then hey, you tried, and that's the thing. You don't want to die with any regrets or whatnot. So I think my first assignment, if you will, because I am old, so I'm allowed to give you I'm allowed to give you advice, is to just write out why you want to be an expat. If it's something that you desire so much, don't do it just because everybody else is doing it and it seems like they're having fun wherever they are, because ultimately when you move, you're going to be living as a local wherever you are. It's not like you're going to have, you know it's not like, let's say you live in LA, for instance. You're not going to be going to Disneyland every day. No, you're going to be doing your laundry, you're going to be going to the bank, you're going to be just living a normal life, doing your laundry and all the other things, cleaning your house, everything you hate. Well, you'll be doing exactly the same thing, only in another country. So it's not like it's this romantic thing. It's just another place to live. So if your reason for doing it is because you think it's like this glamorous life that you see on Instagram with everybody running around in bikinis and, posing by some waterfall and saying all this, life is beautiful, don't you want to be like me, kind of, BS. Well, you're going to be in for a little surprise, or you are the daughter or the son of a very rich person, because a lot of those people don't make any money. I think by now everybody should have figured that out, but If you like to see pretty things, that's fine. But I think you need to be realistic as far as what kind of glamour they're selling and what kind of dream they're selling. But you want to be successful with your move. So basically, like I said, your assignment is to write down why you want to be an expat, what it is you hope to accomplish, what countries interest you if that's what you want to do, and how you're going to accomplish it, like how you're going to save up for this. And so I'll leave it at that today. Once again, please don't forget to subscribe because I think it's very important. And I think, based on whatever reaction I get to the videos, I might keep on doing this. Um, so if you like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, then that's too bad. And I'll probably do it until I get a feel for it one way or the other. But I wouldn't be afraid to ask for help from you guys if you can tell me anything that is YouTubey that I should know because I'm not really great at it. Okay, bye. See you next time.